What's going on, everybody? In today's video, we're going to be showcasing my Squad and I's Grounded 1 base. I've had a lot of recent requests to see it, so that is the reason for it. I know with Grounded 2 being out now, Grounded 1, everybody's kind of retiring. I still get on here from time to time because I haven't gotten all the achievements yet, and I am a pretty big achievement hunter. So this is currently a new game +1. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get right on into it. So everybody should hopefully be familiar with this area right here, and then the big oak tree, and it is indeed on top of the oak tree. And I do have aphid slippers on, and a bunch of mutations that help me move faster, like Cardio Fan, Buff Lungs, Natural Explorer. So that is why I move around so fast. So I did used to have stairs that went right here and on the other side here so that you could get up easier. But if you just jump to this corner, you can get up here no problem. The spiders that like to hang out under here would keep damaging or destroying them. So I ended up just saying, well, the heck with it. So this being right here, it gets pretty left alone. And so you'll get dizzy on the way up, but eventually you will make it up. And here we are. So right here are the bedrooms. We'll circle back to that. I left this open around the mushrooms so that you could just kind of climb up to each of the levels and eventually to the roof, almost as like a second staircase. I just thought that was pretty cool to incorporate in here. So we do have a pretty decent lot of nothing right here. We got so tired of farming resources and started to like lose inspiration and stuff from focusing on like everything else that we were like, well, we'll come back to this later. We didn't. So this was basically the living room area, nice fireplace, and then all the other little essentials. Probably my favorite chair in the game. So cool. And then, of course, the hot tub. We got our dew collector,
tablets needed.
Jerky racks, you know, all the standard stuff, right? All the sap. This was really cool to be able to just put a bunch of sap collectors right on this tree inside here and just always have sap. And then I always had mussel sprouts growing right here for this good smoothies. And then, of course, right here is where building, upgrading, crafting, everything happens. And this is such a tight area because I'm sure everybody knows if you're not within range of your storages, you can't do anything. So that's why this was just kind of a nice corner to do this in. This amount of ovens was kind of overkill, but everything here was kind of overkill, let's be honest here. So I'll just kind of slowly walk by all of these, and you can just kind of see how we had stuff like organized. I know that light just got in the way. So yeah, and of course smithing station, workbench, yoking. Then if we circle back over here, you'll see, so this is my bedroom that probably had the most amount of time put in it. And I probably made it too big because then I had all this space that I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do with. And again, I was like, I'll come back to it. I didn't. So, all of these different weapons, and some of these weapons, like I know the pinch whacker we duplicated a couple of times, because, you know, it was the only one in the game. I think the prod smacker, yeah, prod smacker I have on me, but I'm pretty sure at least one other person that was in this lobby has one as well. Of course, all my different armor sets, and then we had 3 people, with myself included, that played with us, so we always had typically a guest or somebody else that would just kind of come along. So I used to keep extra gear in here. I don't think I do now, but yeah. So pretty cool. And then here was another guy's bedroom. Obviously not as much time. He didn't have nowhere near the armor that I did either. But still pretty nice. And then another guy's bedroom. This one, I know he recently tweaked this one a bit. So this one's pretty cool too, because it's just kind of a little bit of everything all over the place here. So pretty cool. Got his armors over here. I think he carries a couple different armor sets on him. So. And then the guest bedroom, which was literally just that. So, I'm not sure. I used to have armor dummies that had guest gear on them. I'm not sure. We might have put those in the bin. Because one of my storage bins over there is like labeled old gear. So it's probably in there. Anywho. So you can take this to come up and get up to the roof. Or you can take the staircase that's over here. My guy is actually hungry, so I'm gonna go grab. Those are all meals. Smoothies. Raw meat. Alright, I'm not gonna waste any of the meals, so while that's cooking, I can show y'all the roof, and then we'll get to the second floor here. That's my, let's say, main attraction. So, all of the different pets, I don't know where they're all at currently, but they're on the map somewhere. Then, of course, we have all our grass pallets, weed stem pallets. So, all four corners of the roof, we have zip lines. This one goes to the bird bath. This one to the top of the porch right there. We come over here. So we got three here. So we got one that goes to the picnic table, and that gets you right to like that top level of the picnic table. The middle one goes to our starter base, which was on top of the baseball. And then the one all the way to the left goes to where the wet floor sign is on top of the porch over there. Pretty good if you need to get to like the infected brood mother. Or just anywhere over there in the haze, honestly. This corner, we got this one. The one all the way to the right goes to the very top of the Brawny Boy bin. So if you need to be by the Java machine or on there, or go to the Wasp Queen or just wherever. This one goes to the top of the porch where the shed is. So if you need to go see the mantis or get over to the termite area or just really anywhere over there. Go get some toenails out of the ashtray up there. Then this one goes pretty close to the fire pit there for the ever charcoals or just wherever you need to go over there. And the last area we got, this one goes to right by the castle here. And this one's good for if you need to go get some mosquito blood sacks, or if you need to get behind those rocks and go beat up the Black Widow. The middle one here goes to the carved out brick. That's if you were to scale the wheelbarrow and get up there where the field station is. And there might have been a milk molar up there too. I don't really remember. It's been a while. And then this one just has a platform somewhere over here. Just in case you need to get to the front of the backyard there. So we don't really have one that goes way out into the corner there. But it doesn't really matter because between the top of the Wasp Queen on top of the Brawny Boy bin or on top of there, I mean, that kind of just gets you close-ish. So now I'm going to go grab my food real quick. I know, I'm unprepared here. Should have had one ready to go. Alright. So now the moment that everybody's probably been waiting for to see what the big deal is here. Because it's pretty basic, right? It's just like a floating treehouse box. You know, just big old square, rounded corners, you know. Overkill for us, but we kind of just was like, go big or go home. So the second floor here is what I tell everybody or refer to as our museum. And this was, I'd say 90% entirely me that designed this part. And I took a lot of pride in this. Definitely spent way more time in it than I should have. But let's just go ahead and go around. So I have all of these stuffed creatures. I have all of the statues, all of the vases, and there's all of the little oddball decoration type things are all up here. And then in front of every display, I put a firefly hanging lamp. Just because we wanted this at night, which it is turning night, so hopefully we'll be able to see. This gives us this really cool, like, ambiance. Like, it's pretty cool looking. So we'll just go ahead and start right here. This was, you know, your just like awning, and because of like how these are stuffed, you know, there wasn't really a good way to do it, so this was just an idea that I came up with that I thought worked out pretty perfectly. So in front of all the stuffies is the mounts for their heads, and then I have everything roped off just to kind of make it look official, I guess. You know, your statue, got the wasp, and then I also have all of the sign sets. I think I have every single one possible posted in here. So like when I say like all the decoration-y stuff, like yeah. You know, even the ant gong. And of course the Skeetos. This one I thought was pretty cool. You know, them two going head to head here. We got this abomination thing here, the waft emitter, just because it just looks crazy. And then the old wasp queen, of course. So when I had originally designed this, we hadn't done any bosses yet. And I was like, oh boy. So we just decided to put the bosses around the middle part here and just call it a day. Because even if I tried to rope these off, it just wasn't going to look right. So I was like, it's fine. And of course, the mount. You got fire ants. Mr. Weevil. You got the black ants. And then I also did all the candles or lamps just kind of everywhere. Faces, of course. The red soldier ants. The old scarab beetle. Infected broodmother, regular broodmother, the chandelier, and the brazier, of course. All the termites. More statue. Roly-poly. We got both of the wolfies. And then, of course, spider candle. The widow. And then on the small, like, spiderlings, you know, it makes the mounts like this, so they are posted back here versus in front, because they just looked kind of goofy up front. Like, some of the other ones were done that way, too. Like, see, here's the orb weaver. You know, so that's there. And then we have, of course, you know, the mite. So the mite's posted back there as well. And a small little touch that I tried to do, like, see, here's the Black Widow sign frame near the Black Widow. I tried to put ones near all the stuffies that made sense. So there was a bit of time and planning involved in this. Of course, the diving bell spider, black ox, infected weevil, all the ladybug variants, with the normal one being in the middle, of course. And then here was another wasp lamp, and then here's, you know, the up, down through the mushrooms. The brazier that I think just looks very cool. Ant lion, of course. Pay attention to the signs. Bombardier beetle, and then my favorite sign in the whole game, because, you know, he got twerk a little bit, as he's doing in his stuffy form here. Of course, the firefly. All the ladybug, ladybird, and larva variants here. And I thought the moth in the corner here just looked so cool. And this statue, of course, has to get mounted on a wall. So we just stuck it right to the side of the chimney and just called it a day. And then you got the gnats, this abomination totem, bee, this totem. These things that are just an absolute pain to deal with. Water fleas. And I did go past this guy, of course, the mantis. Mount, lantern, fountain. And now that it's nighttime, now you can see this thing's true full effect, which I just think is absolutely cool with all of these firefly hanging lamps here. And of course, you know, we did have these plant lamps here because if we didn't have them, it'd just be a little bit dark. And then we just put the slime stalks, you know, around the base there. But this is cool. Like, I took a lot of pride in doing this, and I think it came out pretty great. And anybody that's come into my world here to see this is just kind of mesmerized. And I'm sure there's been other people done similar things, probably even way crazier than I've done here. But, you know, I did this for fun because I just thought it would be so cool to just have a stuffed version of, like, everything. And it just added more investment into the game, you know. Like I said, we didn't even do the bosses yet, and I was like, I'm gonna do a museum, and everybody's like, what are you talking about? Like my squad. And I was like, oh, you'll see. And then as soon as I started it, they're like, wait a minute. And I'm like, yeah, just wait, and I spent just a lot of time doing it. And then even when it was done, I ripped it all up, redid it because I hated it. I hated the way I first did it. And I don't even remember how I first did it now. Oh, here's one of my babies. I don't know why he's hanging out here. So yeah, this was fun. This is very cool. This is probably a good reason why this base is as, like, big or, like, wide as it is. Just strictly because of this. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had enough room to do it this nice. But like I said, now you can see the full effect of when the lights come on at night. It's just so cool. And then I'll go back down to this floor so you can see these. The firefly lamps we had everywhere. And we tried to do a bunch of different color ones down here to just kind of make it like some rainbow RGB effect or something. So. But, yeah, that's basically it. That's our treehouse fort. And I still like to come on here even though Grounded 2 is out and just kind of check it out and remember. And I really enjoyed this. So we are doing a base in Grounded 2. We probably won't do our signature base until there's more spots available on the map, but currently we're doing something kind of crazy. So when I think that's kind of coming to completion, I'll do another video on that. So that's about it. If you guys like this video, like, share, subscribe. It'll really help kind of get this around. And I hope everybody enjoyed the video and has a great rest of your day.